The first time this year, foreign language.
Get a little American Idol going here, and you could.
Drives me crazy. Okay. Doesn't matter, she's not gonna hear me.
Okay.
Oh, congratulations on being named an education partner. Just say your name. Hello, welcome, congratulations. If you could just say Long Island Kids. So at the gala, there'll be.
And we have children.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Just tell me your name. How you
Okay.
doing?
How
So
you-
congratulations on being named an education. How you
Okay.
doing?
How
So
you-
congratulations on being named an education.
I've been an educator who's had very, very strong principles, and that I deeply believe in equity, and that we've done some things that are tough. And I've spoken out personally in ways that I'd like to think are somewhat courageous, but that what we are and who we are as public educators, and our belief and our love of public education and equity for all kids, that should always be what drives us, not political I think people have to be courageous and speak out, you know. Very often people will say to me, oh my gosh, you say what I wish I could say. Well, what I say to them is you can say it, you know, and you may not agree with 100% in my position or the position of others, but if we don't fight for this, if we don't fight for what we know is in the best interest of our students, then why are we part of this very noble profession? It is really up to each and every one of us, whether it be writing a letter or speaking out in public, to do everything we can to make sure that this country understands the deep commitment that we have to public education and to the students of this nation.
Been nominated for an award for doing the thing that you love the most. To me, there's nothing better or more rewarding than that.
I would just say I am very, very fortunate to be working in Bethpage. I think Bethpage is a district that everything goes right in. It's a great partnership between students, parents, teachers, administrators, clerical, custodial. Everybody has a stake in the success of students in Bethpage, and it really is a unique place to work, and I'm just privileged to be part of it.
I've worked with children with special needs and their families since the age of 14. To be honored for doing what you love to do is truly amazing, and I'm extremely proud and privileged to have received this honor. I'm very proud of the reputation that the Children's Readiness Center has. The skill of our staff is only surpassed by their passion and their compassion for the children and the families that we work with. Our ability to support our local school districts as well as our families continues even when children leave our program.
I'm most proud of the connections that we can make between people who survived the Holocaust and continue to tell their experiences and sometimes even relive them in order to communicate to young people the dangers of fear and hatred and bigotry. I've been involved in Holocaust education for many, many years now, for most of my educational career, and it has always been something that's been very important to me. I'm an historian by training. I was a social studies teacher. I know that history isn't just about what you read in a book and what you have to remember for the regents, that it really is about we learned these histories, we unpack the past, not just because it happened. We unpack it because it can help shape the choices that we make today. And it certainly can help us understand better the world that we're living in today.
I'm very passionate about the fact that we have a responsibility to every student that walks into our building to ensure that they have what they need, whether they go into the business world, whether they go into further education, whatever the case may be. Our job is to make sure that we instill a love of learning in them, that we teach them the skills they need to be productive members of our society. And to that end, I would like people to believe that I am passionate about that, and hopefully that passion comes through when I work with kids. I love what I do. I have never called what I do going to work. I've called it going to school. From second grade on, I had a passion to teach. I used to hold little classes in my backyard at my picnic table. but I never really wanted to do anything else. I think the direction that I took, my 7th grade science teacher kind of steered me a little bit towards science. My physics teacher led me a little bit further along, but I've always had this innate desire to be able to teach other people what I've learned, what I've seen, and hopefully touch the future by touching the youth of
I've been a social worker. I have practiced on Long Island for the past 36 years and was around when the late Harry Chapin founded the organization. And as a social worker, my passion was community organization and social advocacy. So when I found out about the way the organization had been, developed by him and his wife, and many, many years had gone by, and to me, to find myself leading this organization, having tremendous respect for the person that founded it, and being able to take it from just being a food bank, the regional food bank, into what I look at as an organization that's really been pioneering new approaches toward hunger relief on Long Island with all the direct service programs we've developed, all the different models, the mobile units or our satellite programs in the various communities. It means a lot. It also means a lot to me and the staff that I work with to really see the changes we're able to make in an individual's lives and even in communities. So it's very, very...
And in every club I try to really make my mark on it. And I think that's the most important thing. You can have an activity sheet 5 pages long, but it's more what you leave behind when you're done with that club. And that's what I've always tried to do in my clubs, like bring in Glamour Gals to my school. That will be at my school after I graduate. And that, I think, is the biggest thing to...
That enthusiasm for learning is what I like to get across to my students. That's part of my philosophy, to draw out that enthusiasm for learning that's within all of us. My philosophy for teaching is that I love to teach and I love to learn, because teaching and learning go hand in hand. I don't have a particular memorable moment. I just have images of students coming in telling me that they don't like math. They never got math, never understood math. You're going to have a problem with me in math. And I sit them down, try to get them to relax, and then I try to explain something to them. And I do it slowly, and I could see in their eyes that they're starting to get it. And then all of a sudden they'll say, I got this. It's that easy? I understand this. That's a memorable moment for me.
I like to see people have a great time at the things that our school runs. Like for pep rally, homecoming, we run a March Jamboree. I like to see people having fun and people appreciating the Carrie spirit and just having memories that they can remember forever, because that's what means the most to me, having people be able to look back at these moments and remember that they were so happy and the way that everything played out.
I think that I'm most proud of creating a footprint that has lasted for 41 years, that people respect and have asked us to do more. Remembering that we started with a small group of children in our home in Seacliff, about 9 children in 1972. It was the beginning of the women's movement. And now we have 1,000 children in 7 different locations. And the integrity of what we started with exists today, and that's what I'm most proud of. I'm one of the lucky ones. I heard a quote, and it said, do something every day that makes your life sing. And that's what I do every day, and it's a blessing.
My most memorable accomplishment is what we've been able to do at Southside in regard to equity. And the way that we've done it is through detracking. So that very gradually over time, with the support of my superintendent, Dr. Johnson, as well as a fabulous staff, what we've done is we've created a program so that now all of our students take International Baccalaureate English and History for the first time this year, foreign language, and a lot of the barriers that we had before where some of our students were in classes that were not challenging and others had our very best curriculum, well, those barriers are down. And as that occurred, what we found was that our classes became integrated, both socioeconomically and racially, and the achievement gap really narrowed in the school. So that for the past 2 years, 100% of our kids have graduated with a Regents diploma, nearly all with a Regents diploma with advanced designation, and we have very, very large numbers of our students earning the International Baccalaureate diploma as well.
I've been in education for the last 37 years. I started out as a teacher aide, became a teacher, a state teacher, a New York City Board of Ed teacher, a unit coordinator at Queens Children's Psychiatric Center. I've been in the field of special education because I have a passion and commitment to help students with disability. I've been in education for the last 37 years. I started out as a teacher aide, became a teacher, a state teacher, a New York City Board of Ed teacher, a unit coordinator at Queens Children's Psychiatric Center. I've been in the field of special education because I have a passion and commitment to help students with this. I've been proud of every step of my journey, starting as a teacher aide, whether it's a teacher aide, a teacher, or an administrator. I think the key to being successful in the world of special education is to work collaboratively as a team. It takes parents, it takes districts, it takes administration, it takes teacher aides, it takes the whole school community to help really enrich the fabric of a child's life.
I work for Hempstead Adult Education. We're one of the biggest programs, I think second to your program. We're the biggest in Nassau County. So we've had quite a few students come through our program. It used to be called a GED program. Now it's called a TASC, TASC program. And I'm just happy to be part of the program in Hempstead.
I really don't think it's about me and about what I do. I think it's about like pep rally, looking at everyone having an awesome time. When you look at during the March Jamboree, all the little kids that come and play the games, it's just, you get a heartwarming sense. Like, it just makes you happy. Like, it's not about me, it's not about anything other than looking at the smiles on those kids' faces and knowing that like you had a hand in doing that.
I think that we have had an impact just because of the nature and the quality of education that we give children. I mean, when we started out, you know, it was time of the hippies. So the kids got wonderful homegrown food, and we had tie-dye all over the house. And it was a very nurturing, nourishing experience for the children. And it was hard over the years to keep that footprint in place, to create that kind of kind, educationally rich community with all the funding cuts and, you know, political things that happened over the years. But we know that that footprint has worked, and the integrity of that footprint has lasted all these years.
There's nothing more incredible than watching students grow from 9th grade to 12th grade. The academy students make that leap so much earlier. They're poised. They represent us so well. Every place that we go, they're in business attire. They're on top of their game all the time. They learn about their careers. They learn whether that's a career they want. And truthfully, I feel like a proud parent of 500 kids, because these students embrace the opportunities. They make the most of them. We get letters and emails back constantly from the kids at college saying, I'm so glad I did this. It's put me this many steps ahead of my peers. So there's a certain pride that I think only comes from being able to see that light go on in a student's eyes and watch them as they start to explore their career, find out they love it, and just jump in with both feet. It's an incredible experience. I guess that's what's kept me in education so long, is that constant energy from the students. And when you see that, you want to do more. You want to help more. You want to provide them with some more.
I think the more important thing is knowing about Long Island Cares. I just have the privilege of being the CEO. I think people should know that the organization is unique, that it's been there for 36 years, and we've been able to focus on the issue of hunger here on Long Island in such a way that when there are major life changes, whether it be poverty, unemployment, catastrophic illness, disasters, this organization is ready to respond. And it takes more than food to feed the hungry. We've become much more than food and the programs that we provide, whether it's the satellite programs, the outreach to the veterans and the homeless, the pet pantry itself, all the stuff we do with music, our educational programs, our job training programs. I think if we can leave people with the impression that one man could make a difference 35 years ago, and that his vision not only has been kept alive, but expanded, that's what I'd like people to know, in addition to the fact that we're very, very appreciative when people recognize what.
One of my favorites has got to be Glamour Gals. 3 of my friends and I brought this to my high school 2 years ago, and once a month we travel to a local nursing home and give the women manicures and makeovers, and they love it. It is their favorite part of the day. We sit with them and talk with them for a couple hours, and it's just so rewarding. So I think that's got to be my favorite. Just things like that. I guess I'm so involved. My parents, when I was younger, always encouraged me to join the clubs and try the sports and everything, and that's just carried through. They've always been very supportive. So I think that has a lot to do with why I try to involve myself in so much.
There are many families who have stayed in touch with us because of the support and the guidance that we have provided for them. The journey that they're on is a very, very difficult one, and I feel that at the Children's Readiness Center, the skill that my staff demonstrates is only surpassed by their level of passion and compassion that we show. And I think because of that, we have made a profound effect on the lives of many children with significant needs.
I'm the director of our school programs at the center, at the Holocaust Center of Nassau County, and it is very important to us that young people across Long Island are learning the history of and the lessons and legacies of the Holocaust, and anything that we can do to be a resource to teachers and a resource to students, particularly when they can come to the museum at the Holocaust Center. We're thrilled to be a partner there, and we provide programming both at the Holocaust Center and in schools throughout Long Island. So we have an ongoing relationship with a number of elementary, middle, and high schools and alternative schools in both Nassau and Suffolk County. Wow. We reach about 20,000 students every year through our on-site programs as well as our programs in schools.
I've worked with thousands of students over the last 29 years in Bethpage, and just seeing them grow, hearing from them as they've matured, as they've had their own families. Bethpage is unique in that many families stay in Bethpage. Kids who's I had as students years ago, their kids are now going to our schools, and that is the community spirit that we thrive on and that we nurture, and we just think it's so, so important in Bethpage.
Music helps him, you know, it helps him to talk and communicate, you know. It's therapeutic to him, you know. It helps his development. You know, music is very important. I really would encourage music to be a part of all, you know, students' academic and their development. You know, it's very important. I don't really know how to really put it into words, but I just know that it's essential. Alan is very confident, as you could witness, you know, when he came into the room. He's very confident, very, very happy, lively, you know, person. It really just helps him thrive, you know. It just helps him. I mean, like, this kid wakes up with a smile in the morning, and I have to, like, make him go to bed, you know, because he's doing something that pertains to music. No matter what your challenge may be in life, all things are possible. Just tap into what it is that, you know, that you're good at. Find the right people to put around you, the support system, and go forward. And don't let anything stop you. Don't let anything discourage you. Keep moving forward. The plans always are to continue with music, his love. And there's a program called Free that he has screened for, and I'm told that he screened exceptionally well, and they do want to accept him. So it's just a matter of completing all the formalities and the paperwork. This school has been, you know, a blessing. We've felt safe. We've felt safe with the environment. We've felt safe with him being able to use his talents, you know, to develop. And now, you know, he'll be graduating. He's class of 2015. He'll be moving on and aging out of Rosemary Kennedy.